In this next step of our program, we're not going to add functionality. We're going to keep it the same, but we're going to spend some time making it simpler. Simple is great. It lets us do more things with less program. The main change here is we've added a function called fade in color. This is our own function we've invented here in this program. A function has a return type. In this case, we're not returning a value, so it says void. It has some parameters. In this case, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters. And these parameters instruct the function how to do its work. Down here in our loop, where we used to have 3 separate for loops, instead we have 3 separate calls to the fade in color function. And the difference is we're passing different parameters in. Let's look a bit closer about what these parameters are. There's a red multiplier, a green multiplier, and a blue multiplier parameter. These instruct the function on what colors to put into the LEDs on the strip. The last parameter is speed, and that tells it how quickly to light up each LED in sequence. Inside of the function, we compute a red value and a green value and a blue value to build our color. And we do this by multiplying the index into the loop, which is the LED we're lighting up, multiplying that by the multiplier parameters. The result is if you passed 0 in for everything, I times 0 is always going to be 0. You'd be setting everything to black. If just the red multiplier had a value, then we would always be multiplying I by some positive value in the red multiplier, and we would build up an increasing value for red, making our red brighter and brighter as we go to each next LED in the strip. And finally down here is where we delay based on the speed which was given to us here, and that tells us how slowly to light up each LED. Using these parameters down here in our loop, we pass in our increment value for the red multiplier and zeros for the green and blue. So we're not going to have any green and blue, only red, and it'll get brighter red just like we did in our last example. And here we go for the green. We pass in 0 for our red multiplier, but a positive value for our green multiplier. And finally, the blue example, passing in 0 for red, 0 for green, and a positive value for blue. It doesn't just look better, it opens up to greater possibilities. What if you wanted to change red and green at once? Now you can do that by passing different values in as parameters, and you can get a variety of different results on your LEDs without having to write new code, just new calls to this function.